What's the good word, It's your boy DKB here. This is insane. I'm coming back from break. I see news from Jordan Schultz. Adam Schefter's confirming this as well. Edge rusher Haason Reddick, he's requested a trade from the New York Jets, his second in the same offseason, which is insane, right? I literally just dropped a video about this. I grouped them into three buckets. He was either going to get his deal, which felt like it was absolutely going to be a multi-year deal based on how much money he's lost. Two, he was going to just decide to retire, which seemed unlikely, right? You don't fight this hard just to end up scrapping it all. Or three, he was going to ultimately end up being traded, and this could be the route that this ends up falling into, right? Um, I would have never predicted this. It just didn't seem like a likely scenario. And now the bucket is in the ball's in JD's court, right? Is he going to pick up and go home, or is he going to play ball? And this puts us in a precarious situation, not because he was going to make or break our defense. I still stand by the fact that our plan isn't significant to any one player, right? And it's an accumulation of all the talent that we've had. That's why we try to go 8 to 10 deep. We want to attack in waves, be unrelentless. Now, it definitely helps to have a top tier closer, edge rusher on your defensive line, especially when you don't have anyone consistently certified, right? Jermaine Johnson's the next man up. You hope he can take that next step. He's talked about being an apex predator, but then things start trickling off, right? You get excited about Will McDonald finally turning the heat up. You get excited about what you've seen from the undrafted free agents who may be part of the third tier, if you want to call it that, and McGregor and Watts, and seeing what Leonard Taylor was able to do. So there's a remedy to this internally, in that he's not necessarily a requirement. He's an enhancement to what we already have. Now, with all of that being said, very disappointed, very frustrated by this whole situation, right? I think when you take a look at this in a vacuum, the Jets essentially have a wasted pick, right? The good news is that this almost is guaranteed to not become the second round pick that it would have been, presumably. He's not going to meet the requirements, the 67.5% playing time, the sack count, et cetera, et cetera. But now everybody knows that the Jets are going to have a fire sale, right? If they do want to appease him in his trade request, can we do anything to get back the same kind of value that we sent out, right? Ideally, in my mind, I still want to try to pursue a player for player trade, see if there's something in the defensive tackle world where you can put a long-term option next to Quinnen, right? You still got Kinlaw on a 1 year, Solomon on a 1 year, Tanzel Smart, who's been a Hall of Fame practice squad guy. So you want to be able to put a long-term piece next to him. We would assume that's Leonard Taylor, but still stack those chips. Maybe a guy in the safety room, if there's somebody floating out there, if you can get another Chuck Clark type situation, or a wide receiver option, right? And secure the depth a little bit more. Maybe you help throw in Alan Lazard and whatever kind of trade may happen here. But this definitely feels like it's not really coming out of left field, but it feels like it, right? I just really felt like it was going to be a last minute situation where a couple days before week one, Haason Reddick either settled on a 1 year guarantee, or Joe Douglas caved and he gave him the multi-year contract. And I'm kind of glad that we may be in this boat, because there's still a ton of guys to think about: Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Brees Hall, right? Sauce Gardner. You have Michael Carter II, who deserves a contract. Will we try to work out something with DJ Reed? You can flip to the offensive side. Tyler Conklin being an underrated name that you have to consider, right? So I'm very curious how this plays out now, because I don't think this may be a first. I don't know if any player in the league has requested a trade twice in the same offseason with two separate teams. Only the Jets. Ultimately, let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. I'll catch you again. Peace.